Yo, what's going on, peeps? Oh, before anything, Naya Latipa, welcome to the chat. First time chatter. Let's get some W's for Naya in here. What's going on? Haley, what's up? Twitch Hawk, what's up? Vixie, what's up? Jake, what's up? Real X, what's up? 2 p.m. Blue, what's up? Jay, Danged, what's up? Playful Mark, what's going on? Dagny, Rusty Witherspoon, Vix, Zach, Turbs, Lawyer, Anonymous. What is going on, guys? Usually Turo, Turbs with the resub. Let's go. Let's get some W's for that. B-Town, QE, first time in the chat. What's good? How you doing today? Jonah, what's going on? Sees the Grace, what's up? Kalebo, what's up? Proud and Powerful, what's up? Mint Crits, first time in the chat. Welcome to the chat. What's good? Yo, let's get some W's in the chat for our first time chatters. Happy Feeds Day. Ooh, when did the feeds start? Nye, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Appreciate that. How you guys doing today? Joey Crack, first time in the chat. What's good, homie? Hey, it's all. Hey, we'll get them next time, my friend. We'll get them next time. So the feeds start at 9 p.m. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll definitely be tuning in. I saw somebody ask if I was going to be watching the live feeds. I will be watching the live feeds. Alongside Twitch streaming rather. I will be having them. I know you guys can't see my setup. I've shown it before, but I have my monitor like right here. And then right above, I have a TV that I will be having the live feeds on and making recaps alongside you guys watching it. So Sausage Bread, what's up, man? First time in the chat. You still think I'm the third mystery house guest? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I most definitely am not. Although I heard that that Raptor's nickname is Keanu. So in a way, I am. In a way, I am the third house guest there. That's so funny. Did they ask if I wanted to come back? No, they didn't. No, they did not. But I will be, my phone's on. So if they want me to come back to guest host in any way, shape, or form, a comp or something like that, I will be more than happy to do so. Slifer, how's it going? Yeah, we will be talking about some BB28 here. So let me go ahead and put this on. Boop. Let me go ahead and throw that on the screen there. So if you have not watched yesterday's episode and you don't want anything spoiled, not that there was anything too major, nothing that isn't already online, then definitely throw that. I'm sorry, not throw that on there. I already threw that spoiler warning on there. Definitely come off of the stream and come back and watch the VOD later. Sausage Bread, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. There's something special about your first Big Brother, and your first Big Brother season, and then for me to know that you were rooting for me, that truly means a lot to me. So thank you. I'm gonna move this up to the I need to move it to the bottom here so it has my it's easier to read and has my thing in the background. There you go. I'll put my sub goal there or some shit. All right. AJ, what's good? Mint Crits, what's up? Erkster, how's it going, guys? Happy Friday. Happy weekend, guys. Happy weekend. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. All right. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and had a fantastic week. And I hope you have a great weekend. At the end, I'm always going to wish you guys a happy weekend, all that good stuff. But in case you don't make it to the end, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Yeah. So let's get right into the red hair there. All right. So when they did the whole competition with in the club, I think it was Lyric Crutch King. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Tony is the Llama King. Appreciate the follow. When they did the comp in the club, I believe it was Lyric, Zash, Jason, and who was the fourth? I can't remember the fourth. She was the one that got out first though on that competition. Was it Melody? I think it was Melody. It was the four of them in there. Yeah, Melody. And then when they win, they had to put the little letter in there, and we saw the waitress with red hair. The first thing I thought of was like, oh fuck. I don't think Dee's ever had red hair, and I don't think they're bringing in Cara Maria. I saw the spoilers online. Dee is obviously the third house guest, but Dee doesn't have red hair, so what the fuck is going on? Then we saw Rachel come in the door, and I was like, oh shit. I don't know. Listen, I love Rachel to death, but she was already on last season. You know what I mean? And I definitely was wanting was wanting to see fresh faces in there, not necessarily new players per se, but I definitely was wanting to see new faces. So when she popped up, I was like, "Oh, come on. I already know how she plays. I was in there." Maddie, what's up? Welcome to the chat. You can't believe they killed her off? I mean, I can believe it. It was definitely like it was funny. It was funny, like now knowing that she's not actually like playing the game. It was funny because she even used that line. Why are you obsessed with me? And I thought that was actually really funny. I was like, see, I'm kind of involved in the season in some way, shape, or form. It definitely was a good fake out, dude. Even though like now that I know she's not on it and I go back and watch the episode, like her acting is very much over the top. And when she before that HOH comp starts, and then she like makes her little spiel about like, how you better not come for me and this and that. I was like, oh damn, she's coming in hot, dude. She's coming in hot. Savannah, welcome to the chat. First time chatter. What's up? Yes, the joke that we're having here is my name. Like the Raptors nickname or the T-Rex's nickname is Keanu. Because he threw her in the fire. He took her out right away. And she said, why are you obsessed with me? So I was like, hey, there you go. That's the name. That's the name of the dinosaur. That's where my name originated from. It means fossilized reptilian. That's what Keanu means. Mugen's Madness, welcome to the chat. Yeah, so if you don't know who the third person is, you don't want any spoilers, make sure you click off of this. Oh, bro. If Jam Jam was the third house guest, he's not, but if he was, oh my god, I love that guy. I would be so happy. Dagny, you adore Jason and Latrice. Now, yeah, I love Latrice. So I'm doing a fantasy league with some of my friends, and I was the first pick of the draft, which means it goes like this, and then once it hits the bottom of the order, it goes back up. So I was the first pick and the last pick. So I actually ended up getting the two picks that I wanted the most. So I got Devins. I drafted Devins as my number one draft pick. So I'm really happy I got him because I'm really looking forward to what he's gonna do in Big Brother. And then my last pick, the very last pick of the draft, was Latrice, who I wanted anyway. So I got who I wanted. Who's I drafting against? Just a couple of buddies of mine. And okay, so yeah, if you don't know who the third house guest is, the spoiler around the net, and I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed over and over again. It is Dee. I believe she won Survivor 45. I think it was. Lilo, what's good? Yeah, I'm not familiar with Survivor at all. I'm familiar with who Dee is. I do know who Dee is, and I've since become familiar with Devins. So I saw like a little bit of his gameplay, and I was like, oh, I need him on my fantasy draft. I need him. Yeah. So my picks right now after watching the first. Okay, so listen, I love. Right now, everyone loves Barrett. Everyone thinks Barrett is gonna win. You know, he seems to have like a really good head on his shoulders. Thanks, appreciate that. He seems to have a really good head on his shoulder for the game. So Barrett, I feel like, is a very safe pick. Am I an NBA fan? I should go check Sham's new tweet. Oh shit, what's going on with free agency? What happened? Did LeBron finally pick a place to go? Uh oh, nice, Haley. Well, good. I'm glad she liked it. Oh shit, speaking of, I forgot I have a cameo I need to do. What does that do? Oh, I got 15 hours. All right, I think we're good. Bam and Hero went at it. Oof, yeah, that's not good. I saw real quick. Put a pin in BB. I saw also Coiny fan. What's up? Bam punched Hero in the face. No way. No way. Oh shit, he's gonna get a suspension, bro. Why'd he do that? What an idiot. I did see I did see that the new Milwaukee players from the Heat made a little video trying to welcome them to like Milwaukee, and they did not look happy. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, okay, so yeah, Big Brother. God, where do I start, dude? Where do I start with Big Brother? Um, let's see. They do their little intros. You know, everyone's intros was significantly more tame than their introductions 2 days prior. Rome seemed significantly more normal. Um, and I'll talk about Rome here in a little bit because that he kind of like not he didn't win me over because he won the comp, but he seems a little bit more normal. And the way that I saw him like acting in the show thus far, it seems like he's unintentionally really funny. And I think we kind of went over it a little bit like in the cast reveals, you know, where I kind of gave him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he has like that red pill talk because maybe he likes listening to like those podcasts, those like red pill podcasts where it's like, you know, fucking be a fucking man and do that, you know, and that's cool, you know. I personally like to listen to some of those podcasts. I take that with like a grain of salt, you know. I don't fucking use the term alpha, beta, simp, or whatever the fuck the terminology was, submissives and shit. I personally don't use that terminology, but I understand the crux of what he was saying. Um, in terms of like he wanted to align himself with maybe the perceived weaker players. Um, you know, I did something similar going into the house. I wanted to align myself with the perceived kind of like underdogs, the weirdos, if you will, the theater kids. Because those are my people, not because they're, you know, betas or submissives or anything like that. Like, you know, I'm sure there's the corner of Twitter that fucking hates me is gonna be like, oh, Keanu talked like that in the house. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said that I would like to align myself with like the outcasts because I would classify myself under that. And if I'm not classified under that, it's because I work out and I look like a fucking jock. But make no mistake about it. I in here, I am 100% an outcast. Like, come on. Fucking D&D nerd. D&D nerd, fucking plays Magic the Gathering, you know, been playing World of Warcraft for 15 years. You know what I mean? I'm an actual nerd. So if I wasn't 250 pounds and fucking jacked, I would not most likely, I would be considered an outcast. Vorak, welcome to the chat. Coiny fan, the guys are pissing you off because there's more to finding a girlfriend than playing/winning the game. Yeah, but you know what? That may be a direction that casting wanted to go. You know, that may be a direction casting wanted to go. So you can't blame them for one. You know, maybe they were specifically looking for guys that wanted to find their partner. You know what I mean? Big Brother is, you know, maybe this is the wrong wording, but it's like notoriously known for uh creating long-lasting relationships. You know what I mean? Like it may not have more total relationships than like Love Island or The Bachelor because those are actual relationship shows. But if I'm not mistaken, Big Brother has more lasting relationships than any other show. So if you were trying to find someone for real, Big Brother's the place to do it, to be honest. Okay, so anyway, so back to Rome real quick, and I'm really scatterbrained, so we're just gonna jump all over the place. But back to Rome real quick. I think that it's that Rome is hopefully my hope is that he's one of those unintentionally funny guys. Like when he won and stood there like this, it like screamed trying to aura farm, which to me was hilarious. Like as soon as he did it, I was like, wow, that is so cheesy. I love it. I love it. and if he is unintentionally funny like that, brother, I think he could win America's favorite. Like just write it, put it down right now. But it has to be like unintentional. Like if he's like that, if he's like that and he is like kind of unaware of that, that's kind of charming. You know what I mean? Like obviously, you know, fucking like, bro, really talking alpha, beta, submissives, like that's so whack. But if he was kind of saying it like unintentionally because he doesn't realize how it sounds, that's funny. I mean, it made me fucking laugh. You guys were there. It made me laugh for 4 minutes straight. and the really ironic thing is that he said that he wants to like that he considered himself an alpha and wants to like run the betas and submissives. And literally within the first like 5 minutes of him walking in the house, he's like, "Oh shit, bunk beds? I call top bunk." That's the most like beta thing you could say, I imagine. Like, come on, bro. There's no alphas out there sleeping on the top bunk. The true alpha would be sleeping standing up by the door, making sure his whole tribe is secure. You know what I mean? That dude sleeps on the floor next to the door, holding his samurai sword, Himura Kenshin style. Everybody knows that. Ooh, what's up? Oh my God, Rachel, when he said, "Oh, bring it in for the hugs," I was like, "Oh my God, this guy." Mint Chris. Yeah. Real alphas sleep with their eyes open, scanning the room to make sure their tribe is never in danger. Zach, that's right. Hell yeah, Zach, exactly. The reverse blade sword, baby. I got a weapon and I shouldn't need to use it. And when I do need to use it, it's not lethal because I have a code. Oh man. Uh what were my thoughts on the new HOH room? They haven't shown it yet, have they? They have not showed it yet, I don't think. All right, the chat is rolling by pretty fast, so forgive me if I didn't see what you wrote. So I'm just kind of like seeing things and talking about them as I see them. So Real X, you say they should have gotten rid of the blockbuster. Excuse me. Nick Case, hey, I hope you had a great vacation though, man. So you think they should have got rid of the blockbuster? I am personally a big fan of the blockbuster. All right. For two reasons. One, I think a huge part of what a lot of fans, whether they're casual or live feeders, I think so let's go over the two types of fans, okay? So there's pretty much there's the casual and the live feeders, and there's like a small gray area there of the in-betweeners. But for the most part, there's the casuals that just watch the episodes, and then there's the live feeders, right? Well, the casual fans love the competitions. That's what they love the most about the show. You know, and then that so why wouldn't they want to cater to the higher percentage of fans and have more competitions? Because it makes it honestly, it truly makes it exciting, especially when there's more stakes on the line. There's more drama with three people on the block, four if you win the veto, and then if the house target either takes themselves off of the veto or wins the blockbuster, i.e., me last season, then it's just like then the house scrambles because there's no like target number two for the most part. It's like sometimes there is, but like in my season, it was like me or bust. And for like 8 straight weeks, it was bust. And that's what made it really fun. Cause then like all of a sudden, that's what led to Jimmy going home prematurely. Things like that. Cause Jimmy wouldn't have gone home if I didn't win the veto or the blockbuster. But that's what ultimately led him to going home. And it leads to like really fun moments like that. Adrian shouldn't have gone home early, but because I won, he did, you know, and things like that. So it definitely can throw curveballs and wrenches in a lot of people's plans, which is what's fun in previous season. It's fun to watch when people win the veto and that happens. So now imagine that happening twice and the whole house having to pivot. So let's say the original house target wins the veto, takes himself off. All right, everyone's planning to take this person out, and then they win the blockbuster. Shit, now everyone's scrambling for 2 minutes. Oh shit, where are we fucking voting? We actually didn't expect this to happen. You know what I mean? So I think for that reason, it's good. And then number two, the B of point number one is even for the live feeders. I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting for the live feeders as well, or has the potential to be once they finally kind of open up to it a little bit more. Because I know for the most part, a lot of them dislike it because they're like adamant about like Big Brother's a social game, and it is, and it always will be. You know what I mean? Um, but but it also kind of like gives, especially the people that want to get into the live feeds, it kind of gives them a little bit of a break from how much social game they're just ingesting all the time. So I think it's really nice, if a lot of the live feeders can kind of get out of their own way and like aren't so much like, dude, like fuck what the edited episode gives us. Yeah, what happened behind the scenes. Okay, your truth. Stick to that. But at least the edited episodes can kind of give you a break from how much social game and shit you're ingesting all the time. Enjoy it for what it is. The fact that there's uh a comp on every episode and twice on Sunday, that's fucking great. Let that be a break for your brain a little bit. And if anything, be like a little bit of a recap for you, for all the shit you just watched throughout the week. So I think it's good for them in that regard. All right, now the second thing, my second point is yeah, social is like, yeah, 90% of the game. So, you get 100% of the social aspect of the game on live feeds. So enjoy the break that you get. You know what I mean? And I think that if they once a lot of live feeders start to view it that way, it'll kind of change the dynamic of how they view all that. So I will be watching the live feeds, yes. Um, and then the second point I want to make is I like the blockbuster because in previous seasons, and the most prominent example in my head is I don't know why I think about this one the most. I think it's just because it was like so like out there and egregious. Was in season 17, Audrey. Okay, she rubbed the house the wrong way. Everybody wanted her out. She was the house target. Okay, and she lost the veto. Well, in between the veto and the eviction, if I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's like 3 days, 4 days. So 72 hours, okay? And you didn't win the veto. They're not going to use it on you because they want you to go home. So for 72 hours, there's nothing for you really. I mean, yeah, you could, when you watch the live feeds, you could still see people scheming and shit for the next week and all this stuff. But I think it's exciting to have the blockbuster in there so that person has a chance, so that they're not just sleeping for 72 hours and then people are just kind of waiting for the next week to see all these plans and shit that people are having come to fruition. I feel like it kind of has the ability to slow the game down a little bit and gives people other things to talk about. So instead of preemptively talking about the next week for the next 72 hours, all the players that are safe, they still have to take into account that, hey, the person we want out of the house might take themselves off. What are we going to do if that happens? And then if that happens, and one of these people's goes home, that changes the trajectory of our next week. What are we going to do then? So it gives people a lot more to talk about, and I personally like it. You know what I mean? Does it make the backdoor a little bit harder? Yeah, it does. But then it also makes the backdoor extremely rewarding when it finally goes through. I.e., last season when Rachel, put Riley on the block and he didn't win the blockbuster. And then it was like that, that crazy vote. Morgan stayed 5-4, or I think it was 5-4. Yeah, yeah. So I think exactly the backdoor is significantly more impressive uh, when it finally happens like that. Especially because if you're trying to backdoor someone, so that's what made Rachel's HOH extremely impressive. She may have only had one HOH, but it was a successful HOH, dude. She took a huge chance in getting Riley backdoored, and it succeeded. That was really impressive. And if she made it to the end and was able to use that, I mean, that's a really good thing to use on your speech, bro. To be honest, that's what made it so much more impressive. The four players Vince put up on week one was Zay, Kelly, Ashley. Then Ashley won the veto, took herself off, and I believe he put Amy up there. Yeah, so we've already talked about Rome quite a bit, Drake. So I gave my take on that at the beginning there. But yeah, I'm almost happy. I'm almost happy he won safety. A big reason being, like, if the way that he's speaking is not unintentional, like he actually is like really saying that shit and knows what he's saying and means that, then it's really gonna rub people in the house the wrong way, and that's gonna start a fight eventually, and that's also gonna be great TV. But even better than that, and this is what I hope is the case, if he's like saying those things unintentionally because he doesn't really know like what he's saying and how douchey it comes off, that's kind of funny. And for that reason, I would want him to stay. So I'm glad Rome is safe. Uh Anyone else surprised by Chuck? Everyone thought he was the first boot and he's already safe. Um yeah, he definitely played that competition very well. Drew and Haley did not play that competition well at all. I believe Taylor was the other person that was playing in that competition, and she was pretty close. I would say she made it about 3/4 of the way. But yeah, that was very impressive. Chuck played that very well. So I believe the three people that have safety are Chuck, Yash, and what was the other? Oh, and Rome. So Chuck, Yash, and Rome, which is hilarious because we were saying, oh no, it was Jason. You're right. It was Jason, not Yash. It was Jason. You're right. No, it's Rome. Rome has safety. Chuck has safety, and Jason. You're right. It was Jason. Um. So hey, Ibarra, appreciate the sub. Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome to the casuals. Let's get some W's in the chat for Ibarra. And Mugen Madness, appreciate the follow. Tony is the Llama King. I think I had already said thank you for the follow, but appreciate the follow. Coiny, don't forget to redo your emotes there because I changed the tag from Keanu R12 just to Keanu, so you're gonna have to change it. Thoughts on Lyrics gameplay last night? I don't really have too much. I don't have too much to say about people's gameplay per se. There wasn't too much game playing. I did notice that if I'm trying to go back in my head. Um, when Devins walked in, somebody when they were in the by walking by the back rooms, um, they turned to somebody and said, "We cannot trust that guy." I think it might have been Latrice might have said like, "We can't trust that guy." And that's a pretty bold move to make at the beginning. Uh, it's if Jason told Lyric, okay, Jason told Lyric that you can't trust that guy. Latrice also said something. Latrice said something about yes. She said something about Angela. She said something to somebody about like, oh, okay, well, we know who to boot first, and she's got to be careful because I don't know who the person she told that to, but if that person is a little loose-lipped, that could very well turn against her. I know when Rachel walked down the stairs in our season, that was the first thing Jimmy said was like, all right, well, whoever's HOH week 2 has an easy boot, and it was like, oh man, he's playing hard already. Whoo, low. Yeah, so Jason kind of like handing out that little tidbit of information. Maybe he feels like he can trust Lyric like that. We haven't really seen too much gameplay, so we don't know what they were talking about off camera and stuff. And just knowing, having been behind the scenes, that I can tell you right now, the producers had them on ice while the other people were playing the competition. So them being like off in the bathroom or wherever it is that they put them, because they didn't put them in the HOH room because they haven't seen the HOH room yet. So they didn't put them in the HOH room like they usually do during the competition. So they probably had them in the bathroom or in the wine room. And I can guarantee you they were on ice. So we didn't miss any conversations. Latrice said that to Melody, Drew, and Camu. Oh, okay. I don't remember her telling 3 other people. I remember her telling 1 person. Also, welcome to the chat, Nacho Luke. Jason killed it in his comp. Lyric got close. Dude, honestly, they all every single person in that little booth comp there did great. Nobody got a question wrong. Nobody got a question wrong. They just got eliminated because they were slow on the buzzer. But nobody got a question wrong, so that was really cool to see. They were locked the fuck in. I'm sorry, it's the hot tub room now. I call it the wine room. Sorry. Old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. Yeah, they definitely got me with Rachel playing a second summer. I was like, damn, she got the back-to-back seasons, twice. That's pretty dope. But also, I was kind of like, not that I wouldn't want to watch Rachel, play again. I think it would be interesting to be able to watch her play again also while being on live feeds and seeing the moves she makes. Because from my understanding, from my limited understanding, because I haven't seen her 2 seasons through and through. I've seen season 12 through like Ethanimel's highlights of Hayden's game, not necessarily the season itself highlights. But from my understanding, she played significantly better in 27 than she did even in her winning season. But yeah, so with that being said, having been a previous winner already, I don't think she really needed to. I mean, I'd love to see her play again, but in back-to-back seasons, I did want to see like a new face. So not that I wouldn't have been upset if she was in there, but I would have liked to have seen a new face. So the fact that she's not in there, I'm not like upset about it. You know, I'm happy to be able to see D play because from what I understand, D's a monster. She's a social player and she's a physical beast and has what it takes to win is what I'm seeing a lot of people say online. I'm not too familiar with her Survivor game, but I have seen a couple of people's content on her, and apparently she's an animal. Yeah, two-time Survivor winner. There you go. Hey, Ty Marks, appreciate you, my friend. We love Canada around here. We love our Canadians around here. She's a jack of all trades. That's great. That's great. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see her in the house. Ibarra, she only won once. That's what I thought. I thought from what I know, she won, I believe, season 45 and then got booted season 50. Between Angela, Devins, and D, who would be the toughest to sit across from throughout the season? What do you mean sit across from the like go toe to toe with the entire season? Oh yeah, Angela was ecstatic. Angela was ecstatic when she saw Rachel leave. I think D will be a big I think D will be a big player in the house. I would be most scared to go against her, knowing that she won a season of Survivor. Um, but I'm gonna be honest. If I was in the house, that means I was sequestered not that long ago, and I wouldn't really know who D is. I know who D is now. I knew she was on the last season of the challenge, but I wasn't familiar with her gameplay because I haven't seen the last season of the challenge. I'm not familiar with the gameplay. I'm not sure. Hey, your girl, Taryn Ross. Appreciate you for the resub. Thank you very much. You think D goes home next week? Assuming she doesn't win HOH first. uh, if the cast is smart, they backdoor D and she's the first juror. First juror? Bro, if I knew what I knew about her now, I would not let her even get that far. You cannot let them get that far. I think I think of all the new people, I think maybe Devins has the best chance of making it the furthest because I think the people that are very familiar with reality TV, like Barrett, I I don't I Barrett is either going to be enamored and want to work with them, or know how strong they are and try to convince other people to get them out. Those are one of the two things he's going to do. And as far as I know, he's like the only person that is a big enough fan of the reality TV space to really know who these people are. Obviously, they all know who Angela is, I imagine. But the survivor people, they might not know, who they are. Sam A. Llama, appreciate the follow. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. The very second the blockbuster ends, D should be the target. But the thing is, if you wait that long, the blockbuster doesn't end. I don't think until like week 6 or something like, or final 6. That's leaving a really strong player in the game for way too long. So hopefully there are people in this house with more balls than my house and are willing to take shots earlier to those stronger players because that's really dangerous. Excalibra, how you doing today? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad you're here, Sam. We're glad you're here. Welcome in, guys. If you're brand new, yeah, we'll be doing like Big Brother recaps, and while I'm streaming, playing games and shit, I'm gonna have the live feeds here in the background. I know you guys can't see it right now, but I have this big TV behind my monitor. We're gonna have the live feeds pulled up on it, and we're gonna be, watching live feeds alongside you guys. Oh, Ty, that's your fiance? Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being fans. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Rosy Cheeks, what's up? Uh, I don't know why they want to keep the blockbuster that long. We already talked about it earlier. Why I believe the blockbuster is a really nice addition to the game. We talked about that. How you doing, Rosy Cheeks? You doing okay today? Did I see that Drew follows me on Instagram? Yeah, quite a few of the new house guests follow me on Instagram, but I feel like that is part of whoever's running their account. I feel like preemptively followed me and started doing all that stuff, because when I looked to see how many of them were like following other people and or myself, um, there was quite a few. Thank you, Calibra. Yeah, she's the main star of the show here. Myth Lore, what's up? Joey Crack, me and Tucker were your two favorite house guests. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. The blockbuster should end when they get to jury. I mean, yeah, there's an argument for that, but I also think that it's, like I said, it adds a lot to the game and makes sure that the game doesn't get stale and boring. You know, from my from my limited understanding, from my limited understanding, the game gets a little bit more boring, not necessarily when the jury phase starts, but maybe like a week or two after, because there's not nearly as much game talk amongst the entirety of the house. So it kind of gets a little bit more boring. I think having the blockbuster in there keeps the game talk alive for a much longer period, and I think that's more exciting. How do I feel about the whole thing with Rachel? I'm asking just in case you haven't talked about it already. I did talk about it already. Um, quick little TLDR. I think it would have been interesting as a person who had played with her inside the house to be able to watch her on the live feeds and see how she plays behind the scenes. I feel like that would have been an interesting little treat there, especially because I believe she played her best game, and from my understanding, she played her best game on season 27. So I think she could have built off of that and played even better on 28. And it would have been interesting to see her play against people that know what they're doing as well. You know, because her favorite word is newbies. So being able to see her play against like seasoned vets that are competitive reality TV stars would have been interesting to watch as well. Um, but also I'm okay with her being gone, because then that means we get a fresh face. So from that aspect, I'm okay with it. This BB season has the most single players in the house. Yeah, I believe that was by design. I think they wanted last season to also be like that. And a lot of us lied. Or at least I did, you know. I can call you Jen. Okay, I will Calibra, I will do my best to remember that your name is Jen. I promise I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I got a little bit emotional yesterday watching the house guests walk through the doors. I um I got a little emotional, like watching their reaction. I was like, man, that was me a year ago. That was me a year ago. And I got a little bit emotional about it. Do I think they'll add some sort of twist to the blockbuster? I don't know. That I wonder how they could add a certain twist to that. Panda season 1. Welcome to the chat. How you doing today? Um who's my winner pick so far? I mean, it's hard to say after one episode, but I'll say that um after seeing all their cast things, I feel like it's not even a hot take. I feel like a lot of anybody that knows really anything, even remotely how small, about Big Brother, thinks Barrett obviously has a very good chance to win because he is a legitimate super fan. Um, and he literally lives right next to Turner. Literally he is Turner's neighbor. So he has all the inside scoop. Did I hear about Levi? I did. I saw his little video saying, that he asked, or he asked to leave. Kudos to him. Yeah, hey, I'm ready for All Stars 3. I'm ready. I'm ready to go in there. Honestly, yeah, watching yesterday, watching that again, watching everyone re-enter the house and stuff, it like kind of, I mean, I already want to go back to All Stars, but it really it like reignited like a passion that I was like, damn, dude, like I really want to go back and play again. I really do. I really do. So yeah, I've already been, without the promise of going back in there. Obviously, there's a lot of assumptions that I would be called to go back to an all-star season. But we don't know that. But regardless if I go in there or not, I do believe that my career in competitive reality TV is obviously not over, or at this point, even close to being over. So I've been studying my ass off. I've been doing homework. I've been going back, watching seasons, and then going back on YouTube and watching recaps of the lives for those episodes on YouTube. And I've been doing my homework, So I'm really excited to be able to watch this season, have my own takes, then go watch other people's live recaps and see how they interpreted things that are going on in the house versus how I interpreted things in the house, and kind of compare notes. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm very happy. I know a lot of people are upset that I wasn't in there in the house this season. That I should have got invited back. I'm kind of happy I'm not. Like I said, having a whole season under my belt to be able to analyze and learn, I think is super valuable, so that I could bring the best possible gameplay version of myself to the house when I do go back. And that to me is more important than anything, because I have the desire to play a much better Big Brother game the next time I go in there. I don't want to have to rely on competitions. I didn't want to have to do that when I went in there the first time. I had a feeling I would, because of my stature. I'm a big guy. As soon as they talk to me, they realize I'm not dumb. I don't have the capability to just like, bro, dude, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, I don't have the capability to do that for days and days and days and days, 80 days, you know? So so as soon as they spoke to me, they knew I wasn't dumb, that I was well spoken. And I figured I'd have a target on my back. But being in an all-star season, there's gonna be a lot bigger threats than me. A lot of people are gonna remember, like, okay, he's a comp threat and his days are numbered, but we're not worried about him socially. And I hope that they underestimate me like that when I go back in. You know what I mean? Have I ever watched a season with the feeds on? I haven't. No. So I was recruited. So the before my season, I didn't even know what Big Brother was. So 2 or 3 months leading up to that, going into the house, I just binge watched a bunch of seasons. And I had the wrong takeaways from the game. I knew obviously it was labeled like a social game, but I didn't really pick on, like, I watched episodes with great fucking strategic players. Derek, Tyler, Vanessa. I watched seasons with Tiffany, Chelsea, Braham. I watched seasons with phenomenal strategic players, but my takeaways were not watching their strategic gameplay. I took away a lot different things, like, it was very, for a lot of the seasons I watched, it was very custom to kind of divide the house and just kind of take shots. It was almost like I almost took away, like, play Big Brother like a team sport. and I definitely had the wrong takeaways. So being able to watch the live feeds now and being able to analyze people's gameplay from a bird's eye view, from at like Big Brother view, it's it's definitely gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. I hope so, because I know that the whole thing with Ray was probably staged to set up Oko that brings in whoever is really gonna. Yeah, I know she's not. I don't know. I don't think they kill her in BB Cannon. I think how campy Big Brother is. Also, welcome to the chat, Dork. My name is Dork. Welcome to the chat. What would I look for in a final two if I went back? I think I would wait until I created a much stronger relationship with somebody before I even started talking final twos. Dennis, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Batman, happy birthday. Yeah, you're new here. Okay. Batman, lyrics a little too young for you, brother. Would I have worked with Camu? I mean, it's really hard to say, guys. I mean, it's really hard to kind of like discuss gameplay and who I would want to work with and stuff right now because we only have like like the initial what's the word, impressions of them. You know, maybe once the live feeds come on tonight and we start seeing people's interactions with each other and how they're playing the game and things like that, I'll have more of an opinion on that. But for right now, it's really hard to say who I would legitimately want to play with because all I have is like that first impression. So, I mean, based off first impression, I would like to work with Camu, but there are very few people in the house that I wouldn't want to work with. Dude, honestly, I hope that Rome stays longer. We've already talked about this, but I hope he stays longer because if he's unintentionally funny and he's hilarious and's making us laugh, great reason to have him in there. If he's not being unintentionally funny and he actually talks like betas, submissives, all that bullshit, that's also going to be funny because then Angela's going to fucking rip him apart. Maybe even D will rip him apart, you know? Because I'll tell you right now, D's an alpha. D's an alpha walking in there. She's probably from what I've seen in the chat. I mean, in the chat, Jesus. From what I've seen so far, just based off first impressions, the two most alpha people that are going to be in that house, I think are D because she's going to have that like I mean, she already has that like air of confidence, but she's won this game before, so she's going to be walking around there with an extreme amount of confidence and she's also knows how to play games. Like she's going to be confident. She's going to have like that alpha vibe. Um, but I also think people that are very confident in themselves, just in general, are gonna bring that like kind of alpha vibe out, and especially when they're not like super outspoken. So I think like people like Kamu and like Haley kind of like give off that like quiet confidence, which to me screams alpha. Oh, come on, dude. Fuck, I hate when the camera starts moving. Um, she went to the date D1 Survivor. Yeah, I did see that online. Jen, have I heard from the challenge yet? I mean, if I were to have been on that show, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys. Could see Barrett playing a Vinny game. Okay. Barrett definitely has a lot of Vinny characteristics. Corvus, what's up? How you doing today, my friend? Um, excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. Um, Barrett looks like he's going to be playing he gives me Vinny vibes for sure. But he's a very big fan of the show. And he has a podcast where he literally breaks down the show. He has a podcast with one of the people that's on our community quite a bit. All right, the Nick City, he does a podcast with him. So he's very familiar with the show, and I don't think he would be willing to make the same mistakes Vinny made in terms of like promising everyone the world and then backstabbing them. I don't think he would. He's dumb enough to play like that. Barrett needs to find a Morgan. I think listen, just based off of looks, I think him and Lyric would make a cute couple. So I hope they can link up. Because if I see someone like Drew and Lyric, oh god, that's like screams High School Musical, Disney Channel vibes. You kidding me? Lyric is basically a Disney princess, and then Drew looks like he's about to fucking welcome to Disney Channel with his TikTok hair. I don't want to see that. But Lyric and Barrett, I feel like they make a. I think they make like a cute. They would make a cute couple. Plus, she's freaking tiny and he's 6'6", bro. A big time Rush reject. I could not have said that any better. I got the whips and chains in the back. Just kidding, but really, I've got them. Lyric was clinging onto Chuck. Really, I didn't see that. Oh, Giuseppe, your mom's doing better, dude. That's fantastic news, man. Hell yeah. Hey, let's get some W's in the chat for that, dude. I'm happy your mom's doing better, bro. That's fantastic. And I'm glad she enjoyed that message, man. That means a lot. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Zatha boy, what's up? What did I think about Rachel's cameo? We've spoken about it already. Um, but yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. At first, I was like, "Oh Lord, here we go." Yeah, Lilo, you're gonna have to rewrite your little macro thing there. I changed the prefix instead of Keanu R12. It's just Keanu now, so that way you can fix those W's and all that stuff. Yeah, guys. Yeah, remember when he first came in the chat and we called him guys peepee? I was like, oh yeah, that I'm definitely saying that wrong. uh, yeah, we definitely had an. I was in the Dallas premiere, and everyone there was a audible sigh when Rachel walked through the door. Um, and I don't think it's because there's like a dislike for Rachel or anything like that, but I think they were like, okay, we saw her last season already. We were hoping for someone new, and but then when she fell in the lava, we also in the same vein got a really loud cheer. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, where is fucking Michael? Where is fucking Michael? Yeah, for you guys who are having your emotes come out as words, it's because I changed the prefix from Keanu R12. I don't know why it was that to begin with. I just changed it to Keanu. So Keanu and the name of the emote, and then you'll have the correct emote. So that way you can make your guys little macros and shit like that. Drew drove you nuts. Yeah, he was a little bit. He was very talkative. He was very talkative. Not gonna lie. The only reason I would have been disappointed, like truly disappointed to see Rachel again, is because like I think Angela obviously brings drama, but I don't think Angela would be the same player with Rachel in the house because I think Rachel's ability to start drama is like if it was like an RPG and like the drama starting was like a stat in an RPG, I feel like Angela is maybe like a 7 because I don't think that's like really her desired MO. I think she just kind of like brought a little bit of it and started to feed into it. But Rachel's is like a 10, you know? And I feel like if there's someone in the house that does something especially significantly better than you, it might get in your head a little bit and you may not want to like start playing. You know what I mean? And I feared having seen Rachel come through the door, I feared that she would have overshadowed any ability Angela had to be like the drama starter of the season. And I want to see that Angela. I know the Angela fans want to see that Angela. She says that she wants to play a little bit different, and I hope she does. I hope Angela plays like a winning game. I would love to see her come back and win. I think that would be a phenomenal story. Um, but yeah, having seen Rachel came in, the only reason I was a little disappointed more than anything was I felt like she would have upstaged Angela at what Angela was probably brought there to do. And I hope that makes sense. Oh my God. Yeah. Angela was ecstatic. Angela was ecstatic when Rachel got killed. Drew and Haley didn't wow you in the competitions. Yeah, but you know what? Everybody has their weaknesses and strengths. You know what I mean? I'll be watching Unlocked in the live feeds. When does the episode of Unlocked come out? Let me see that. Hello. Did the batteries in my remote die? What the fuck? Yeah, Drake. I agree. Rome was significantly more normal yesterday, so we'll see. The jury's still out on him. Hey, B Scally, appreciate the follow, my friend. Starts at 9 p.m. today. Isn't that when the live feeds start? I don't like that there's an overlap there. A picture of Lyric clinging onto Chuck in the Discord. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, hey. There you go. Hey, maybe it'll be Lyric and Chuck. That'd be nice. Hey, that'd be nice to watch. I could see them being. He's so much like larger than her that I could see that being a cute little couple as well. Your dad's favorite are Rome and Lyric. Yeah, the jury's still out on Rome. Unlocked is at 7. Oh, okay, and the live starts at 8. Okay, perfect. Glad to see me staying in the BB mixes season, dude. Welcome to the chat. B Scally. Yeah, we're locked in, brother. We're locked in. Can of biscuits. Oh, that's Scally from. Oh, Rob has a podcast. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, man, welcome in. Very cool. Hell yeah. Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. Everyone, hey, welcome them in. Welcome in. Also, Can of Biscuits, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you guys being here hanging out. Am I going to be watching on stream? I will be. Yes, we'll be doing watch parties for most episodes. When my regular streaming schedule is every weekday, generally from 3 Central to about 7 Central. Sometimes we go a little bit less than that. Most times we go a lot longer than that, but I try to at least guarantee a 3-hour stream, 3 to 4 hour stream. And while I'm doing my regular streams, playing games and shit like that, I will be, check me out. Check me out. I got my TV right there. I got my monitor and shit right here. So I got my little setup here where I'm going to be playing games and shit. I'm going to be having the live stream on the TV there. And as things happen, I'm sure people will be like, "Oh shit, there's a game conversation going down," and I'll pause the game, tune in, and we'll be able to talk about it. So it'll be fun. Thank you, appreciate that. Can we expect a Morgan to be a guest, or is she mostly doing talk stuff on Patreon? I mean, this is really like an informal Like for me, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not trying to make this like a podcast or anything like that. But if you know, I'm sure when Morgan and I have our little collab streams when we're playing RV there yet and shit like that, I'm sure we'll end up talking some Big Brother. You know, Jen, a beer or a gummy for the episode. Man, honestly, I can't do anything weed related, bro. I get way too sleepy. I'm one of those guys. No matter what type of weed it is. So I do have some really strong gummies in my cabinet, but I like they're so strong. I take half of one and it fucking puts me out. So I can't really fuck with that. You guys don't want to see me on stream with that because this is all you're gonna see. Me like this. But I might drink a couple beers here and there, especially if it's like the weekend. I know, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to like watch the live feeds as the season is going on. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of studying on my own. You know, I've gone back, watched seasons, and then started viewing like the live recaps for those seasons on YouTube. So I've been doing a lot of my homework, a lot of, but I feel like there's something different about being able to, especially having been a previous player, understanding how the game works now is I'm going to be able to view conversations and different elements of the game with a completely different perspective than I had when I was in the house. Um, and having done a little bit of my homework already and a lot of research and stuff already, I feel like I kind of know what I'm looking for in terms of like what good social gameplay is and things like that. So I'm really excited to be able to analyze it live because obviously I don't have access to old live feeds, so I can't watch those live feeds happen. I can only watch the recaps and hear other people's breakdowns of it. So although that's been extremely insightful, I want to be able to develop the skill of breaking people's gameplay down and acknowledge the things that I'm looking for myself. You know what I mean? I feel like I've done some studying and now I get to basically take the test, a practice test if you will, because I feel like my true test will be able to go back in there and then apply those things that I'm learning. Natalist, yes, this is my first season. I was recruited for last season, so I had never watched a season before. Aside from like binging all the seasons I binged, um, to before I went in the house. But like I've already said this before, like I binged a lot of seasons, but I feel like I had the wrong takeaways. I have never really seen competition reality shows. Big Brother, my first run in with reality TV competition shows was being on Big Brother, aside from watching it. But like, I think I had such little time to really understand the game that my takeaways from what I should be doing were not like, hey, this is an extremely social game. I was aware of the words, this is a social game, but I didn't really understand what that meant. Um, so when I went and watched the seasons, when I would see Vanessa's gameplay and things like that, while I acknowledged it as being like, damn, dude, those are boss moves she's making. It never really dawned on me. What I really picked up more was like a lot of like, I paid attention to a lot of the competitions, the ones that overlapped. So when I was in the house, I would play a lot of those competitions in my head and visualize them. And that obviously helped me a lot, win a lot of comps. Um, and then a lot of the things I picked up was like, hey, Big Brother is kind of like a team sport until it's not. And what I mean by that is one of the things I noticed the most was, in a lot of the seasons, the house would divide and then whichever side of the house won an HOH would take a side on the opposite. And then like the social aspects of like, for example, on season 20, when Caitlyn wins, Caitlyn and Tyler are obviously on opposite sides of the house. But Tyler very masterfully played on her emotions towards Fessy being in a relationship with Haley that he kind of was able to manipulate her strategically, right? To be able to take a shot at her own side of the house. So I would acknowledge that as a great social, gameplay move. But the most prominent thing that I would still take was like, okay, well, one side of the house won this HOH. They're probably going to take a shot at this side of the house. And when that didn't happen, I would acknowledge it as a good social move, but I never really like broke it down. So, um, like, yeah, the takeaways that I had before are completely different than my takeaways that I would take away from a season now. Um, do I think there's any upgrades to the BB28 house compared to the house that I went in? Well, when I saw the reveal of the house and I saw the ceilings, they fixed the ceiling in there. When I went in there, the ceiling looked like shit. It looked like still kind of run down and shit. But when I saw the reveal of the house, I was like, damn, they fixed those tiles up there, dude. The house actually looks really like looks great. Spicy, what's up? The premiere was great. It was a lot of fun. I like how I had 1,800 seconds for a half hour already in my head. Well, dude, that was one thing that I had thought about already. I had thought about, um, so I had 1,800 seconds in my head because I figured that that was safe. When we were on the wall, I can't remember how long she said we were actually on there for because I can't remember what the question was, the tiebreaker question was. But I always know that in those comps, if you go over, you're fucked. So I believe the question was something about like how long was Catherine on the wall? I think it was. And I was like, well, Catherine made it halfway. I don't want to put like an hour because I could possibly go over. So I just put 30 minutes. I had that already in my brain. So that's why it was so easy for me to write it. But then the answer ended up being like something like 2 hours or something. So that's why I kind of rolled my eyes like, ah, fuck, dude. Tyler used a comment on Swaggy C. Yeah, he may have done that as well. I can't remember, but I know that I know that he kind of like slid in there, and she was already kind of like emotionally compromised because she was feeling some sort of way about how Fessy was, booed up with Haley. Apologize if you don't like answering BB related questions. Hey, my friend, that's what we're doing right now. Also, Fiona Kiss. Welcome to the chat. I was recently on finals for casting for a CBS show and got cut at the final interview. So I think in a round or two, I honestly have a good shot of being on TV in a competition. I was wondering how it went from being someone who has somewhat of a public presence to so much more of an intimate presence online with me being recorded 24/7. Was wondering about any tips to handling this. Huh. Um well, being recorded 24/7, we now know you were a finalist for Big Brother. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the only show that records you 24/7. But thank you, Corvus. I appreciate you, man. You're the best. Um, I that's really a hard question to answer. I don't think anything truly prepares you for being recorded 24/7. Um, I just think you have to be a little bit more aware. Not so aware that you're like, crippled, like you like so that you can't talk. Like that's one thing that Lauren was really bad at. She was so self-aware of everything she was saying. That's why she would talk so slow, and like she would think about everything she was saying before she said it, and it made her almost like impossible to talk to in the house because she's not like that normally. She just like overanalyzed everything she was saying. So you can't really do that because then you're gonna be fucking boring and no one's gonna want to talk to you. So nothing really like can get you ready for being recorded 24/7 until you're kind of thrown into that. But what helped me personally was just honestly just being myself. If you're your authentic self and you're very confident in who you are, there's no reason for you to be scared of anything they would show on TV. You know what I mean? Because the reality is you're in there for 80 something days. And if you try to be anything but yourself, that's how the people that try to be anything but themselves in there are the people that walked out fucked up and need to have, therapists and shit afterwards. Like, and when I say need, I'm talking about like actually need one. Blazerito with the Amy redeem. you're trying to nap, but I love you. You're the best. I gave her tame lovings because she's sleepy right now. Cap, am I going to befriend Chuck and Barrett after the season? Probably. They're here in Texas. I'm sure we'll see them at a premiere event or something, or a watch party. We're for sure going to see Chuck a lot because he's in Dallas, and he seems just like a cool dude. Who's on my personal BB Mount Rushmore? La na 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 ba na 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 ba na na. And scene. Zat the boy. My Mount Rushmore. I think it's really just there's two spots that are always etched in everybody's Mount Rushmore, and I think they're crazy if they don't. That would be Dr. Will and Dan. Duh. So my other two would probably I would say Vanessa, and it's a little cliche, but I love them. Derek. Delusional lawyer. You're that vain. That's hilarious. Uh, which non-traditional pet would make a good Big Brother house pet? A non-traditional pet? Probably something like a. I mean, is a snake considered traditional? I feel like a snake would be a decent pet to have in the Big Brother house because they don't really do too much. Jen, who do I hang out with from my season? I talk the most to Morgan, Kelly, and Vince. I play video games with Vince maybe like once every other week and a half or so, and we just kind of catch up and talk and eat shit. And then I play. I talk to Morgan pretty often, probably like once a week, sometimes twice a week, and then we usually like we'll collab a lot. So, do, 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 do. Spill the tea. Did anyone from my season need therapy afterwards? Yeah, quite a few did. Fiona. Hey, no worries. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, just dude, honestly, like my biggest thing, dude, is like I think like trying to create a reality TV persona and try to those are not the people that are remembered. I really truly believe that. I think the people that have successful TV personas, they take a little it may not be them 100%, but they take a little part of who makes them who they are, and then they dial it up to an extreme level. And I think those are the most like kind of remembered people. Um, for me though, like what my personal formula, I was just unapologetically myself, and that just happened to resonate with a lot of people, and that was my formula. So there's ways to go about it. Like when Zay blew up on Rachel. I've heard it both ways. I think it was more started the other way around. If you go back and watch that episode, Zay is very much on the defense there. Any theories on why the age average is so low this year? I think they just wanted to find more like romances, some showmances rather. Do I think I would do well on this season instead of last season? Um, that's debatable. I think there are more like if I was in this season alongside people like Chuck, Barrett, Kamu, like if I was in the season alongside them, they are obvious physical threats. So I feel like I have a better chance to slide under the radar. I feel like in my season, I was the only person that people really looked at and was like, "Oh fuck." Like he's for sure a lock to be great at physical comps. Riley was obviously physical as well, but I don't think people looked at him the same way they looked at me in terms of like a threat level. Do Rachel and I still talk occasionally? Not really. I mean, not for any particular reason. We just don't really have anything in common. There's not really much for us to talk about, you know? Have I rewatched a lot of BB after leaving the house? Yes, I have watched quite a bit. We just talked about that. We I've been watching a lot of the older seasons. My top 5 favorite players. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna kick off my top 5 favorites. We're gonna kick off with Danielle Reyes. Love her. She's one of my top favorites. Derek for sure. Vanessa for sure. Um, and then let's see the last two spots. Um, the last two spots. I don't want to say like Dr. Will and Dan. I feel like those are very obvious kind of cop out answers, so I'm not going to say them. Although they are definitely on a Mount Rushmore for me for sure. But as far as like my favorites, so yeah, Danielle, Derek, Vanessa. Damn, who else do I really like admire their gameplay? I really like I like Eric Stein. I don't know if he's in my top 5 favorites, but I do like him. Um Damn. Who are my other top two? I'd have to think about that. Do I play Rocket League? I used to play a lot more than I currently do. I haven't played in quite a bit. I have not played in quite a bit, to be honest. Let me see. Maybe Paul might be up there on the list for me. I really admire Paul's ability to be able to manipulate people. Like I really I think that's a crazy skill to have. And he definitely has that. So I would say Paul's up there, especially after meeting him. Oh my god, what a great guy. I could totally see why people are charmed by him. You have a BB cast cheat sheet on your home screen now? That's hilarious. That's funny. And I would say, you know what? Off of pure off of pure entertainment factor, like I don't know if she's in my top 5, but one of my more favorite entertaining players is probably Davon. Davon. I think she is such an entertaining person. And if I go and if I were to pick a top 5 that was like a strategic, like another strategic mastermind, because I think my gameplay is so far removed from what would be considered a strategic mastermind that I really enjoy watching the gameplay of the strategic mastermind. So I would have to throw Tiffany Mitchell up there. So if I had to make a list, my top four in no particular order: Daniel Reyes, Vanessa Russo, Derek, uh, ooh, Tiffany, and then my fifth one is like interchangeable between like Tyler and Paul. My fifth one would be interchangeable between Tyler and Paul. Derek thinks Vanessa's game is overrated. Wow, that's interesting. That's really interesting that he would say that. I don't think Vanessa's game is overrated at all. I think she was genius, bro. When she got um when she got one of the was it one of the twins? One of the when she got one of the twins to pick Austin in one of those games, and they ended up not getting their desired outcome because of it, that's fucking genius. Where do Ian and June land? Oh, June is definitely up there. I think June masterfully played I want to say like June masterfully played the middle. Like I would class and that's pretty unique in my opinion that she's I think one of the only winners that like very at least that I'm aware of that very masterfully played the middle and somehow won. Yeah. Dear God, it's me, Becca. What's up, Becca? Welcome to the chat. Casey, I love Casey as a person. Oh my God, she's fantastic. Um, but I think I mean, she definitely had a great run in like comp wins. She fucking beasted at the end, bro. She did so good, and she definitely deserved her win. But I feel like a lot of like the strategy behind the duo of Casey and Tyler, a lot of that was Tyler. I feel like Casey absolutely deserved to win. She definitely needs her flowers. But a lot of the strategy there, obviously I didn't watch the live feeds for that season, so based off of the edit of the show, a lot of the strategy was Tyler there. Um, is it strange seeing that people love you, but also seeing it as a not so great strategic game? I feel like you in some ways got a lot of love, but also feel like it would slightly hurt looking at your past and being like, damn, that was optimal. I think it takes a lot of mental fortitude. Oh, I have zero problems analyzing my game. Yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you that I didn't play a good strategic game. I've already said that in this stream alone. I did not play the game of Big Brother well. That I know. That I am fully aware of. I did not play the game as it is intended as a social experiment. I did not play the game strategically well. And a lot of that was I had my back up against the wall and I wasn't familiar enough with the show to really understand how I could get my back off the wall. So at one point, rather than just trying to minimize my target and making that my goal like I should have been, I was like, fuck it, dude. There's nothing I can do. Let me embrace it. You know what I mean? So I embraced being the house target. And rather than spending my mental capacity on trying to take myself off of being the house target, because at a certain point I didn't think it was even possible. Like the Butler punishment came around and my social game totally turned around. People were much more receptive to talking to me. But even then, even though I had much higher social standing than I did before, it still didn't take me away from being at the bottom. You know what I mean? So I think I learned a lot in my time of like being able to split my game in two halves. There was the beginning half, and then once I got the Butler punishment and allowing myself to segue into being social again, I feel like had I played the entire game the way that I played when I got the Butler punishment, I would have been significantly better off. I feel like people were much more receptive to me and my personality once I had the Butler punishment. It was like, okay, it gave me a reason to be goofy again. And that was something that was severely missing. Like, guys, at this point, a lot of you that have been here on my streams and stuff, you know how goofy I am. I was not very goofy in that house because I didn't really have that. I didn't have anybody. There were moments where I felt like I could be a little bit of myself. But those moments were so few and far between that it just didn't like, I wasn't able to really be myself. There's one thing that my haters can't say. I may have played a bad game in some people's eyes, but I never stopped playing the game. I did play the game. I did. I never stopped trying to play. I never like accepted my fate at any point in the game. Even when I knew that I was going home, I still tried to fucking find a way to make Ashley tie up the vote so that it would be on Vince to save me, or more, or whoever it was. I think it was Vince, maybe. Oh yeah, Vince was the HOH. That's right. I'm gonna have to give gentle Amy loves right now because she's kind of sweepy. She's a sweepy little baby. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Seems like with how it is in the house, and I'm admittedly a little scared. You don't have to be. No, you don't have to be scared of going in the house. You don't have to be scared of going in the house. Hey, Rico, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you being here, hanging out. Yeah, dude, it would have been really interesting to play this season for sure. Yeah, I definitely didn't play like I didn't have anything personal against anybody in the house. My gameplay was strictly, um, like it was all game. It wasn't anything personal, and I'll be the first one to tell you that I would tell everybody in the house like I was, and I'll be the first one to tell you I think I had out of anyone in my season I think I had the best ability to separate personal from game because I had great moments personally with everybody in the house. Excuse me. You know, I wanted Mickey out of the game probably more than anybody, but we still had like Bible studies together and would laugh a lot. You know, Vinny is a good friend for evicting Kelly over me. Well, yeah, he definitely he did me the solid there, but also that was the catalyst for my own demise because when he did that, it finally made me feel like I won him over. Because if there was a time to get me out of the game, like why the fuck wouldn't you do it then? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you do it then? My neck was exposed, so he had the perfect opportunity to do it. And when he didn't, it really made me trust him. Like my trust for him was like at an all-time high. Sorry, Keanu, I gotta go, dude. And let me say that I think you did great last season. Thank you, man. Got 4 vetoes, but you still won America's. Hey, take care, Brandon. Have a good one. Yeah, when she finally came downstairs, I went right up there to talk to him. Uh, what do we what is Blazerito saying I am ignoring her on? Oh, I see in the activity feed. Hey, W's in the chat for Blazerito with a 75 stream streak. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. My bad, I didn't see it. I did do the hydrate. I saw it late, but I did do it. I did do it. I'll do another one just for you. Vinny made you laugh. He was such a wishy-washy decision maker. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Vinny had like Vinny was pretty much like the last person to talk to him was the person that influenced him the most. That was pretty much it. Anything else? Anything else experience wise I haven't said or worth sharing? I mean, I share a lot about my experience, So if you come and you just kind of tune into the streams and stuff, especially throughout the season while we're talking Big Brother, you'll get you'll get plenty of insight, over the last year that I've been streaming and stuff, or last 9 months rather. I've given a lot of insight into the Big Brother, especially when I get different questions and stuff. But as far as like anything specific, I don't have anything really specific. When people ask me specific questions, I give specific answers, like you did about being ready for being on TV 24/7. But I don't know, man. I had a significantly different experience than most Big Brother players. I think because I was the house target and I knew I was the house target and there was nothing I could do about it. It was honestly a pretty freeing feeling because I could say and do whatever the fuck I wanted. To be honest. And I probably shouldn't have played that way and it probably would have helped me to not play that way, but I was able to just be free and just say whatever I wanted, do whatever I wanted. And for me, that's ultimately what got me out of the house in such a healthy mindset or a state of mind that I immediately went back to normal life and literally my life is exactly what it was before, except now I take pictures with somebody every time I go out. Like somebody will know who I am, which is cool. And I love that. Weedy, yeah, I think I may have inadvertently just answered that. How was it? How was it being going back to normal after the house? Um, yeah, it was really and now yeah, now I Twitch on stream. I definitely wasn't streaming before. And now it's an everyday part of my life. And this is something that I definitely enjoy. I've always wanted to be able to. Are you kidding me? This is the coolest shit ever. Like, who doesn't want to get paid to play video games and hang out with their friends? I like genuinely enjoy hanging out with you guys every single day. It's the best part of my day. Um, where is it? Oh, I was actually wondering what is my gym routine. You're jacked. It's ridiculous. Did the BB house help with that at all? Actually, the BB house really got me out of my gym routine. I started off good. I was like, I was going to the gym every day when I was in the house, but like every day, like the way that I like to think about self control or self discipline, I would say more like yeah, self discipline is like I like think about like if it's a video game, it's like your health bar. And every day, every week that passes in the BB house is like it's pretty stressful, bro. It's a stressful place to be in. Let's just be honest. And every week that HP bar gets ticked down, just tick down. So your mental fortitude and what you have the ability to spend that mental bandwidth on, uh, obviously you want to spend it on having the conversations you don't want to have, being able to have, talk to people about game when you kind of really just want to fucking do nothing. You know what I mean? Uh, Rather than spending that mental bandwidth on like, fuck, all right, I gotta go work out today. You know what I mean? So sometimes I would go work like as the season progressed, I would work out like less and less and less. Or even when I did work out, my workouts became significantly less intense because I knew it was like, well, fuck, I'm probably gonna be on the block this week. If it's the fucking wall comp, I don't want my abs to be sore. I don't want my arms to be sore. So I better not work out too hard. So it was like things like that that definitely made it more difficult to keep a routine of working out in the house. But then there's people like Rachel that she did the bike every day. She was cycling every single day and she was able to build a routine in there rather than the inverse of like how I did. Um, but yeah. And she said, makes me want to keep streaming too. Gemstone, welcome to the chat. What do you think the point was to bring Rachel in for that volcano bit? I think it was just kind of like to throw people off. To throw people off. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I'm sure there was a huge part of the fan base that like rolled their eyes and was like, "Oh, not again." You know what I mean? Rachel's very polarizing. She has a lot of fans, but she also has like quite a few people that are just like, "Oh, please, no." You know what I mean? So for those people that were like, "Oh, please," they definitely got duped. So I thought it was a funny thing. I thought it was a funny bit, especially when she was like, "Oh my god, why are you obsessed with me?" I thought that was so funny. I was like, "Hey, I inadvertently somehow made it into the episode." Do I ever get sad knowing the whole cast wanted me out? I think it would have made you feel down. No, like I said, I was very, I feel like I'm very emotionally intelligent to the point where I knew it wasn't personal. Like even if someone was talking the most tremendous amount of shit behind my back, I would credit it to them playing the game than them actually talking about me. And look, we're outside of the game, and I'm great with everyone in my cast, so I know it wasn't personal. You know what I mean? So I wasn't wrong. So I never once like if they were talking about bad about me or plotting behind my back, I never once took that personal. How did my dog react when I came home? Oh my god. Yeah, she was so ecstatic, dude. She was like, I could tell that she was sad that I hadn't been here in a while. Hey, Spicy, tell your mom I say hi. How was the food in the BB house? The food was fine. There was nothing wrong with the food. It was just regular. Hey, Ghost Knight, what's up, my friend? It was just regular food. We just had to cook it ourselves, you know. What made me decide to be a Twitch streamer after I left the Big Brother house? Well, I had already a pre-built-in audience, being America's favorite, so I was like, well, I get to basically skip the line and have and it still started slow. We have 89 people in here right now, which is great. And I'm forever grateful for that. 89 people is huge. When I first started, even when I got out of the Big Brother house, I mean, most of you are in here right now: Blazerito, Turbo Loaf, Vixie, Volric, um, Batman. Quite a few of you guys have been here. Spicy. A lot of you guys have been here since the beginning. And when I was first Twitch streaming, I was still averaging only like 20 to 25 viewers. So for me to be averaging like 80 plus right now, that's great. And I love that. And that's really what made me want to stick with it was I play video games all the time anyway. And I love talking to people. So why not be able to do both? You know? It's helpful though to know that authentically in and authentically out helps immensely with the personal mental struggles with it. So thank you for that. Absolutely. I would say that's my biggest tip is be unapologetically you. Obviously play the game. There's going to be lying in the game, there's going to be manipulating in the game, that's kind of necessary and things like that. So you're going to have to do those things, but remaining true to yourself and your core values, that is that is what's going to ultimately um, make sure that you walk out of that house as mentally healthy as humanly possible. Because I've noticed the one thing that a lot of the people that walk out of that house when they have like mental issues afterwards, it's because they were being someone they are not, or they had to go against their core values for 90 days. Like, you don't want to be, winning $750,000 is fantastic, but winning $750,000 and then being how do I phrase this? Being unhappy with how you won that money to me is not worth it, you know? What's They make some personal insults like when Rachel and Ashley called you a womanizer. I mean, they could say whatever they want. Being called a womanizer is kind of crazy. Am I a womanizer or a misogynist? Which one? Hey, appreciate you, wise old wizard. We love you too, my friend. Myth Thor. Funny, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. WWE fan, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Do I watch the challenge? I've seen a season or two. I've seen a season or two. I used to watch it a lot more when it was like the Inferno and stuff when I was a kid. Do I ever get cabin fever? If you could have brought in one thing to pass the time, what would it be? I would have liked to been able to bring like my own books. I would have gone through so many series in there, but then that's also the problem. I would have been caught up reading my books and shit that I wouldn't have really probably talked to too many people. So I'm sure that's why they don't let you. I mean, shit, I only had the Bible in there and I was reading it a lot. I was having a great time reading the Old Testament and seeing all those like stories and shit. I loved it. Yeah. Hey, Batman, I love you too, brother. No pause. Resume that shit. Morgan has been reaching 500 viewers since BB. It's great. Both of you are getting good viewership. Yeah, man. I mean, she already had a huge Twitch following, so that's fantastic that she's getting all that for Big Brother and stuff too. That's awesome. They didn't cast a Keanu this year. Hey, authentic as fuck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Get him on a stream. He owes me after 10 backstabs. Hey, when he's ready, I'm sure he'll jump in. Hey, cool guy. Appreciate the follow. At least you could do TwitchCon at some point. I'm sure I'll do TwitchCon this year. I'm sure I'll do it. Yeah, I'll definitely play Big Brother again when I get the call. I don't see myself not getting a call to come back. Especially once word gets around that, I've been doing my homework and I plan on playing significantly different and actually playing the game because I understand how the game is supposed to be played now. I feel like they have zero reasons to not give me a call. They had every reason to give me a call based off how I played before. You know what I mean? So being able to bring in a Keanu 2.0, I believe that would be very enticing for producers. Have I seen the biggest misconceptions people made about you before you were in the house? I mean, if you've seen them after your season, yeah, I've seen all the hate and all that shit. I've seen, people calling me a racist or I have un unrecognized biases and shit like that, or I'm a misogynist or whatever. I mean, people are entitled to their opinion. That's definitely not the case. I don't think they really cared to analyze how the show was going. You know, if they looked at the sides of the house, it just so happened to be that you know all of the black folks were on one side of the house that I wasn't on, and also all of the women except for Kelly and Lauren and Catherine were on my side of the house. But the thing was, like, it was really hard to talk game with Kelly aside from where they were voting because Kelly didn't win anything. It was hard to talk game with Lauren. I tried several times, but when she would win, she still threw me on the block every single time she had an HOH, even after I saved her. And then Catherine, um, I didn't really have a reason to talk game with Catherine until she won that one veto because her and Riley were with each other and loving up on each other and weren't really playing the game. I feel like so. I did not. I haven't gone back to watch the entirety of my season now. Brigadoon Nick, what's good, homie? How you doing today, my friend? Do the microphones attached to you get uncomfortable? Nah, you don't really notice them. You don't really notice them. A Bible. How did you not know that about me in the season? Oh my God. Yeah, I spent like 60% of my time in the house just reading the Bible. Yes, Morgan was a Twitch streamer before this Big Brother. Yes, she was. Vix, hateful people can suck a big bag of dicks. I love it. Hey, Deadly, you'd love to see me and Britt on Amazing Race? Oh, I would love for that to happen. That'd be great. Mickey said she would never hang out with me after the show. Thanks. I wonder when she said that. I'm sure that was just purely because of the game because we were great after the show. And when I saw her at Over the Edge, she actually came up to me and was like, hey, how come we don't really like talk and stuff? I wish we talked more. And unfortunately she passed away because in that conversation I promised her that I would make an effort to reach out and talk more. I enjoyed her company and stuff. So, that was the saddest thing about her passing was I was never able to, live up to being able to make good on that promise before she left us. So that was really sad. Whoever you say the three. Who do I think will be the third person coming in tonight? I mean, spoiler alert, the spoiler tag is here. Everyone knows it's D from Survivor. So hell yeah, Nick. We're excited for Big Brother too, man. We're basically talking Big Brother the whole all the time now. We're almost 2 hours in now, just talking Big Brother. I don't even know if I'm gonna get around to playing any game today. Tell Kelly to make a Twitch. Capono, welcome to the chat. I don't know if Kelly has any desire to make a Twitch or even talk about Big Brother, really. I know she travels a lot, so I don't know. Thank you, Clinton. I appreciate that, my friend. Am I looking youthful? Thanks. I got my hat on, so you can't see all my grays. Hey, take care, Beefer. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but I hope you have a good one. What show do I want to be on that I haven't been on? I would love to do Traders. I think that would be fun. She said that during the feeds before she got evicted. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure she felt differently once. I'm sure she said that because she was upset that I put her on the block. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying I'm the type of person I don't take things personal like that, especially when we're playing a game, because people have a perception of how people are in the game, and then when they realize like when they're out of the game, like oh that's not who they are, and I was being myself. So she may not have like, but you know what I mean? Like she just probably strongly disliked me because we were on opposing sides of the house. You died of the TikTok rack. Hey, dude, that shit was hilarious, bro. Big Brother players can appear on Survivor. It's rare, but they can. Kelly was on a live with Morgan and Corey the other day. Oh, dope. Hey, cool guy. What's good? Hey, welcome to the chat, my friend. Appreciate you. Tell your family that I say thank you so much for being a fan and rooting for me last season. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. Was I impressed by Rome after the first episode? I mean, he's only won one comp, so if you win the first comp but never win anything else again, that's not really impressive in terms of comp wins. And we haven't seen anybody really speaking strategically yet. So I have no real opinion on anybody yet. Would be cool if I went live with some of my BB27 friends. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I would love to. I'm not running like a formal podcast here or anything like that. So, it's maybe I could turn it into a little BB talk, something like that. If there's really the desire for that, that's not necessarily what I wanted to do. I just really wanted to just be able to have an outlet to be able to talk about the game. That was really my biggest desire, even doing this in terms of like talking about Big Brother. As far as like Twitch streaming, I'm here to play games, kick ass, chew bubblegum, talk to you guys, have fun. But as far as Big Brother goes, I'm I'm just here to talk about the game and still just have fun and talk shit with you guys. But maybe it'll turn into like informal kind of podcasty thing where I could bring people in. Uh do I feel like they're pushing the males slash females angle more than usual? What do you mean, like trying to split the house in male females? I think it's very odd. I think it's very odd that the last season they skewed it so that the house was in favor of women by having more women. Um and then They did that again this season. I noticed. So it's very what makes it odd is like, so not only did they skew the numbers in the favor of the females, but then also, um, when you have like someone like Jimmy, uh, who is gay that likes to hang out with women more, he has a tendency to kind of like gravitate towards the women's side. And now I'm not saying like the house is divided immediately into male female. Obviously that's not necessarily the case, but like the reality is if the women wanted to do something like that because they have the numbers, they immediately can start doing that. Just pick off all the men, you know what I mean? And then have not only the numbers from already there being more women, but then they've also got, you know, the gay men who were also probably willing to jump on board with that plan as well. What do you think D does since we know three people are safe and she apparently is cool with Devin, short list of noms? I don't think I think D's going to compete for the HOH. I don't think they're just going to give her the HOH. Are there any challenge players I would like to see go on BB next after D? Um, I would like to see Nelson. I think having an amputee on the show, aside from the very first season one winner, I don't know why his name escapes me right now. I think that would be very cool to have someone back. Dapple, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Sadhesive, appreciate the follow. Cool guy. What games do I usually play? I'm a variety streamer. So if you look at my profile, like the about me or whatever, you'll see like all the games that I've been playing. I've been right now the one we're playing on stream is Cyberpunk. Before that we were playing a little Devil May Cry. Before that we played Expedition 33. And every now and then we'll throw in a little Dead by Daylight and we're playing a little World of Warcraft sometimes on stream. So I kind of just kind of go based off the mood, but there is like a primary game that we're playing usually. That primary game right now being Cyberpunk. Mama April, what's up? Welcome to the chat. And yes, this is my dog Amy. My widow baby. Who do you think you would have aligned with / gravitated towards if you were on this season? It's hard to tell. I'm a big like personality guy. I think something that there were like that I kind of got away from making my alignment based off personality a little bit in my season because already in week 1, Jimmy kind of caused that like divide. He was telling Ashley that I was the one that started Showergate, which I wasn't. And then when I confided in Morgan that because of that, I didn't really want to work with Jimmy because I felt like he was a snake. And then I saw Jimmy and Morgan holding hands outside. And then the next day, Jimmy was upset at me. He was upset at me because Ava had told him something, not because Morgan did, but from my perception, I didn't realize Ava told him anything. I didn't even know they were close like that. So I thought Morgan threw me under the bus. So that immediately divided, me away from some of the people that I wanted to work with because I did want to work with Morgan initially. Oh, hey, Mama April, Spicy's mom, welcome in. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Heard about you streaming from the Reddit BB28 pre-feed thread. Definitely will be tuning back in. Hell yes, Adhesive. Appreciate you being here. Hell yeah. Amanda, Zach, Corey, Bananas. Hey, appreciate the sub, Mama April. Hell yeah. I would like to see Corey play. I would like to see Corey play. I like Corey a lot. He was one of my favorite people when I met him. He was a cool dude. I would love to see Corey play. I would love to see Michelle play. And I think I would like to see Tori play. I feel like Nerys would be. I don't know if she would play the game well, but she would definitely be good TV for sure. From what I understand, Nerys is a shit starter. Like she is like a her thing is starting drama. So if that's her thing, people would love her on Big Brother. Myth lore. I know where you're going with that. Amputees. Fuck yeah. Coming around to save the motherfucking day. Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, Deadly. Oh, Deadly gifted Mama April a sub. Oh, appreciate you, Deadly. Thank you so much. And also thank you for those bits. Thank you. Thank you. What has been my favorite video game you have playing since I started streaming? Um, Leroy. I also met Leroy at a charity event, and Leroy's awesome. I love him. I love him. I think he would. His such chill vibes, but I don't think he would do it because he told me when I met him in person, he told me one of the reasons why he doesn't do the challenge more consistently is because his kids like cry when he leaves, and which for obvious reasons. So I can't see him being locked away for 3 months where he can't even call him because at least on the challenge he can call back home and things like that. Um, Capono, it's not weird watching people in the house now. No, I don't think it's weird watching people in the house. What's been my favorite video game since I started streaming? I would say Expedition 33. Expedition 33 was such a great game. Such a great game. Tiffany Pollard and Big Brother? Oh Lord. That would be something. How long have I been with Brittany? Brittany and I have been together for I think like 5.5 years, almost 6 now. I think in November it'll be 6. I'm honestly excited to watch Angela again too, Nick. I really am. RV There Yet is a lot of fun too. But as far as like a really like immersive experience that like really gripped me, Expedition 33 was great. And I'm telling you right now, Cyberpunk is very close up there because I've had a lot of so Expedition 33, I got so obsessed with it. I was playing it off stream, like just grind. I wasn't playing any of the story stuff, but I was like grinding, doing all the secret side stuff. And Cyberpunk has got me doing the same thing. I'm doing a lot of grinding and doing all the side quests and shit off stream, not any of the story stuff. And I'm really enjoying playing it. God, I love that game. It's so much fun. And I have the DLC to go through too once I finish the game. Oh, I'm for sure gonna play The Witcher. I have to play The Witcher, especially that they're coming out with a new DLC for Witcher 3. That's crazy. It's the perfect time. I got to. April, have I proposed yet? No, I haven't. I have not proposed to Brittany yet. Um, yeah. I mean, I've spoken about it on stream before. I'm not gonna get into that. So if your next question is why, just don't even bother asking. It's a little personal. I don't feel like going into that. But it's definitely not because I don't love her, that's for sure. And or that I don't see a future with her. Brittany's my soulmate. We'll be together. We'll be together probably forever, I imagine. And so the Cyberpunk DLC takes place during the story. Don't wait until you finish it. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to buy it then. Yeah, the right time is the best time. You know, really, just to touch on it really quickly. Not that I really owe anybody an explanation, but it's nothing bad. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh, he hasn't proposed because he doesn't see himself being with her. I do. Um, one of the hard things is like obviously I don't have any kids of my own. And I do view her kids as my kids, but the reality is that like while we've been dating, you know, I've only lived by myself my entire life. I've never had a roommate. I've never moved in with a girlfriend. I've only ever lived by myself. So the thought of moving in with uh with Brittany, because moving in with a girlfriend, if I felt strongly about them, would never be an issue. I'm sure Brittany and I would be living together already if she didn't already have kids. But the one hard thing is like I'm not just moving in with one other person. I'm moving in with three other people. And then all of a sudden my list of responsibilities becomes significantly larger because now I'm actually being a parent rather than just being like, me watching them every now and then and hanging out with them on K Day. But with that being said, her and I are moving in together here in the near future, and I'm sure once we've spent a little bit of time together and figured out all those little kinks, I'm sure a ring is right around the corner. So I definitely haven't. I have. It's not like I haven't proposed because I don't see myself being with her. That's not the case at all. It's more of to be transparent. It was more of an issue of myself um being or my lack of ability to kind of be less selfish. And I feel like a huge thing about being a parent, whether it's a step parent or your own biological kids, is you have to give up a lot, right? And I didn't feel up until this point, I haven't felt like I've been ready to give up my lifestyle. Um, so yeah, I know I don't have to explain, but it's definitely it's nice to talk about, especially because we're gonna be moving in together. I definitely feel like I'm ready to kind of take that next step now. So we'll see. How long have I had my dog? I Amy's gonna be 7 in I think she's 6 and she's about to be 7. I'm not sure. Dude, yeah, brand new Witcher 3 expansion, Delusional Lawyer. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, it's definitely. I know that there's those people. Sarah Bear, appreciate the follow. Yeah, I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind talking about. I don't think that's so personal that I don't like need to talk about it or would want to talk about it. I'm very open about it. You know what I mean? It's especially because the reason doesn't have anything to do with her. It's all to do with me. So yeah, and I don't mind being personal either because I feel like the more you guys know me, when those milestones come around, when I start posting pics about our new place, or you guys see my streaming setup when I get the new spot, or things like that, you guys are more invested in that because you know that, like, oh, all right, cool. Like, we've been here since the beginning. Hey, Sarah Bear, appreciate you. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you being a fan. That means a lot to me. Yeah, we were talking about the new season not that long ago. Now we're talking a little bit more about my life, but um, but yeah, we're really looking forward to the new season. We've been talking about it. So if you feel like you missed out when the stream ends, go ahead and check out the VOD. Why do you think we voted you America's favorite? Well, I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Every single one of you that voted for me relentlessly. It really meant a lot to me for sure. After being in that house and being alone for so long, being able to come out, I think I called them in an interview like basically votes of affirmation because I'm such a words of affirmation person. So votes of affirmation. It was really nice um, to have that be so validating. That everyone really appreciated who I was as a person. Jen, sing the Gentleman of Big Brother. I don't. That song doesn't deserve a spin-off. It's the wasn't it the ladies of Big Brother? There was the gentleman of it was at that point it was just me and Vince, so it was not worth. That wasn't worth becoming a song. Hey, 15 minutes to go until BB unlocked. Is it? Oh yeah, look at that. No, the original song was not "Gentlemen of Big Brother." It was the women of the ladies of Big Brother. They made a whole TikTok dance and shit. Yeah. Felt bad for me and Vince being the only men in the house against all the women. She was just on the screen. She just left. That's why I turned the Amy cam on. Was it awkward being the last man in the house? No, not at all, dude. I grew up living around a bunch of girls, so for me it was, if anything, it felt more normal than anything. The ads always hit different. That's funny. Spicy. We'll do an IOU for that one because she just went into the next room with Brittany. So, do I hear from Ava? No, Ava and I don't. Ava and I don't really tell. We'll like each other's like Instagram posts every once in a while, but I don't. We don't really speak. La 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 la. Na, na, na. That's such a good one. That's such a good one, dude. The banana song. What? Oh, I see it now. Pro mega little pumped. It's funny, dude. Jabbles, what's up? Did Morgan help me set up with my Twitch channel? Nah, it wasn't super hard to do. I just YouTubed it all. She helped me with like integrating the Discord and shit though. Like I didn't realize that you could like mute and silence on Discord and all. So she helped me integrate my Discord into the streaming and stuff so I could play with people. But yeah, other than that, I kind of just did it all myself. Obviously, you could see it's still kind of primitive. Oh, Big C, I just saw your DM. That's hilarious. Hey, Mama April, appreciate the follow. Thank you. Don't most Big Brother cast create a group channel on Discord with all their house guests in it? No, I mean I don't have one with my house guests. I'm in a group chat with a lot of like the gamers that are in the Big Brother community, like Turner, Quinn. I think Jazz. I think is in there as well. See who else is in there. Yeah, we got quite a few people in there. La 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 la. Delicate Mess and Samantha Gilliam. Appreciate the follows, guys. Thank you so much. Cody. Cody, like from BB 16 and 22. All right, Mama April. Have a good one. Actually, guys, yeah, that's a good point. We got 10 minutes till BB Unlocked starts. I am gonna watch it. I mean, obviously, I could technically do like the watch party thing if I wanted to. But Brittany just got home, so I'm gonna. If she has any desire to watch it, then we'll watch it together. Um, but I am gonna watch that. So anyway, yeah, a little bit shorter stream today. Not a normal Friday. Usually on Fridays we do like community games and shit like that. But we might have to switch up the schedule a little bit while Big Brother is on, because obviously with the episode being on Thursday, Friday is probably going to be the day that we talk about it, unless I do a watch party on Thursday. Um, and then what else? Tuesday. Oh, actually, when in the same vein, Tuesday, the episode's on Tuesday. Only only Spicy would do a quiz when I'm trying to leave. I know you've been doing a diamond painting, so I'm just gonna say D. There we go. Hey, oh, Brittany, everyone says hi. She says hi. But anyway, yeah, guys. So that's gonna be it for me today. Nice little 2.5 hour almost stream. A little bit shorter than normal, but so we're gonna see how we can rework the streaming schedule so that we could still do like community games and stuff. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how as the season progresses and we start doing watch parties and stuff. We'll see if we talk enough about the game during the watch party or after the watch party, so that way maybe Wednesday and Friday could be normal streams again as normal. Because I definitely, as much as I want to talk about Big Brother, I want to be able to like stream normally as well for those of the people that follow me that aren't necessarily Big Brother fans. So I definitely want to keep it still a variety stream in that manner. So we'll figure that schedule out. But anyway, all you new guys, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to join the Discord. It is pinned at the top there, as well as my schedule there. So join the Discord. If anything, just for the fact that you'll get notified twice, because sometimes Twitch doesn't blast out the notification the way that it should. So that way you guys don't miss the streams and you can tune in. And yeah, other than that, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Don't let anybody tell you different. All right. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on Monday. I hope you guys all have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. All right.